Hi, thanks for having me today for Data Popcorn. This is going to be a quick session on a brand new function in SQL Server 2025, the product function. Who am I? I'm Ed Pollack. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP. I do a whole lot of work in the data space, from writing to organizing events to speaking all over the place. So if you see me around, say hi. We're here to talk about a problem. We have lots of wonderful aggregate functions that are out there that you can use. Everything from sums to mins, maxes, averages, and more. You can get medians and all kinds of cool things, but there's one thing that's missing, and that is there's no way to multiply values in a set. We can add them, but we can't multiply them. And you may not have ever thought of this before, or maybe you've run into this problem before and it's resulted in you writing some pretty icky code. But at first glance, you may not be sure what this is for. There's actually a lot of great uses for it, the ability to multiply functions as part of an aggregate function. The big ones are financial calculations and stats. If you ever want to do any kind of like metrics calculations over time, you want to do percentages, you want to do interest, things like that, all of those require multiplying lots and lots of numbers. And if you don't have a function to do it for you, in aggregate, you're forced to either do complicated things or iterate, which won't perform very well. And if you're forced to put inefficient things into functions, views, stored procs, whatever, it'll make them inefficient as well. And so our goal here is to write code that's efficient and accurate. And so therefore, here's the solution lifted right off of Microsoft Learn, because why not go to the source, right? The beauty of this function, the product function, is that it works just like sum and all other aggregate functions. It works exactly the same. So you simply just put this into your aggregate select and put the columns in you want to multiply, and you're done. That's it, just like sum. It's very, very simple. For example, let's say you want to do compound interest. Here's some data from a bank balance table that you simply have a row that covers a start and end date for 1 month, start balance and end balance, and then the annualized interest rate, which is the interest rate over the course of the year if you take that period and multiply it out. So we divide it by 12, multiply, you get your end balance, right? And interest rates change over time, all the time. In this case, they're going down over time, but they could go up or down. You never know, right? So how do we multiply these? Well, the old-fashioned way of doing it would be in a loop. Here's iteration. I create a loop, and I go over and over and over, month by month, multiplying to calculate my interest. This works. It's accurate. That's great. I get my result, you can see. But it's also iteration, which means that it's going to be inefficient, especially if we've got to put this inside of other code, or if this needs to end up in a place where it's going to iterate a lot. If you're going to have to go over the course of many, many years, this will get less and less efficient. And if I get fancy, we don't have to iterate. We could use the logarithmic product rule. Here's some wonderful math for you. There's the formula, and here's how you can turn that formula into action. There's 2 different ways I could think of to do it. Here they are. You get the same result. It's a little different because of rounding, but same basic result. But this is complicated, though. If I saw this code and didn't know what it was, I would ask, what the heck is this? 'Cause I don't know what it is. It's confusing, and it's hard to understand how it works. So this is great if you know math. If you don't know math, or you're a stranger to the code, you might be confused. Enter product. Here's the new function. It's great. Simply put product, wrap it around what I want to multiply, and I'm done. That's it. I get the result I want. Again, rounding is a little different, but that's fine. You can round your answers there however you want to. But I got my annual interest rate in a single line from the select, and it's very simple, and it's very easy to see what I'm doing here. And that is wonderful. And if you want, you can put it in as a window function as well and do a running annual total or a running total of interest over time. And again, this works just like other aggregate functions, other window functions. So if you know how to use them already, you can use this the same exact way. That's it. So to wrap up this quickie presentation on a really useful new function, product will allow you to take your code and simplify it. If it's not performing amazing, it'll perform amazing. And even if it performs well already, it'll perform better. A big thing I like about it is it simplifies your code. This function allows your big, messy, complicated, iterative, weird, functiony stuff. It boils down to a very small amount of code that's very easy to read and easy to maintain, meaning you make less mistakes, less math mistakes, code mistakes, modification mistakes when you have to go make changes to code. And the kicker is it behaves just like all other aggregate functions. So once you know how any one of them works, this works the exact same way with handling nulls and things like that. It's all the same. So if you're used to it already, That makes this easy. No time for questions now, but if you have any, feel free to send them my way and find me online. I will post this later. Feel free to take this and run with it. Find me, connect with me, ask questions, and enjoy cool new stuff and enjoy the next presentation. Thank you.